Hi everyone, this is Heleen, your detox coach. I want to speak about our children in this video. I want to speak about what we can do as parents to set up our children with more success, health-wise, and being set up personality-wise and responding-wise, how they will be responding to life. All determines on how good their nervous system is, the quality of their nervous system, the quality of their glands and production of chemistry. All of these things are determined. It's a big thing. Our children coming in today are sitting with extremely low adrenal function. One of the things that's I haven't come across a child that had strong adrenals. I mean, our generation already, 80s, 90s, already sitting with very low adrenal function. It's because of our diets, because of our stress diets that works in on the adrenals, much of the complex sugars and that works in on the adrenals. Our children are really in a bad state at the moment. Even our healthy children out there are sitting with extremely low adrenal function that will build up into complications later in their life. So I want to speak specifically to a few different groups. The group that is prospective parents, that's going to become parents in the next 3+ years. You are in the ideal place to actually launch now into deep detoxing and setting yourself up as a perfect semen supplier and incubator for a baby. We're going to get to that a little bit more later. Then I also want to speak to, now I'm pregnant and I realize I've got congested lymph and I'm very acidic and I'm not in a good space to grow a baby. What can I do while I'm pregnant to do it? So we're going to speak about that a little bit. Then we're going to speak about, okay, I'm breastfeeding already. What can I do to better the quality of my baby's life? And then also looking at the health of babies and children growing up and what we can do to support them. Touching on how mom can heal as well on this protocol after delivery. Okay, so let's first just speak generally about conception and growing babies and all of that. I'm going to just sort of tell you everything I've learned as a mum of 3 children and a detox specialist and just someone that has really been working hard at keeping her children healthy and from keeping them away from vaccines and antibiotics and all of these things. I'm going to share from my side what I've learned, what I've known. My mentors have taught me a lot. I'm still learning a lot, but this is what I know. Okay, so the reason we are becoming unhealthier with every generation is because we don't know how to heal. So we're sitting in a situation that not only for thousands of years that we've veered away from our natural diet and harvested the consequences of that, but post World War, a lot of things changed. That's when the trucks rolled in with all the boxed food that's now on the shelf. And it's easy to prepare and it's quickly in the microwave and it's high sugar and it's high salt, high protein, high dairy, heavily processed, MSG, all of that's when that happened. And we're now about 3rd or 4th generation after that, right? So since then our health has taken a really steps in the wrong direction. Every lifetime people receive their genes at birth and then created further diminishing their gene pool further with their lifestyle choices and their choice of diet, and they don't know how to heal. They didn't go on the fruit detox to reset themselves before conception. So by the time they conceive, they hand over their gene pool which you received at birth with their lifestyle choices. How does this work? More or less, the father, the semen is produced daily and lives up to 3 days more or less. So we're looking at 36 hours. So the semen are formed according to sort of scanning the body and replicating and producing the fruits of its labor. So the gene pool, the quality of the chromosomes in that semen is literally the quality of the father at time of conception. The mother's eggs, the baby's egg that's in the mother was already in the mother's body when her body grew in her mother's body. So when the grandmother carried the mother, that's when the eggs was formed. So the grandmother's gene pool determined the gene pool of the eggs, and the grandmother's body, the state of the body determined the state of the mother's body at birth. and then the mother would, do her life, with lifestyle choices and dietary choices. And at conception, she becomes the incubator for the baby. So you would want to see in a perfect life an alkaline and very hydrated, strong and resilient incubator that is parasite free, heavy metal free, whose kidneys are filtering and letting go of all the lymph, so there's no accumulation happening. And like I mentioned, alkalized and hydrated. This is the perfect incubator, and then you also want to make sure that your diet that you bring in has everything the baby's body need to grow. So you want to make sure you've got the minerals, the amino acids, the electrolytes, the alkaloids, and that you must get in so that the baby's body grow well. The baby will literally be born with the mother's lymphatic fluid in it. So the lymphatic fluid that fills all the cavities between the cells of the mother's body, 80% of the fluid in your body consists of the lymphatic fluid, right? So this lymphatic fluid literally becomes the lymphatic fluid of the baby. So if the mother sits in a situation where she is heavily congested, she is chronically congested, in her iris it's brown instead of, the lymph is sitting brown, showing how congested it is. That is when the baby are born, have blue eyes for like 3 to 6 weeks, and then all of a sudden have brown eyes. And this then shows you that the baby is actually sitting with a chronic lymphatic congestion. And the rest of the life, this baby would think they've got brown eyes. In the meantime, they actually have blue eyes, but they're so chronically congested. So the mother has a big job to do. If you really want to prepare yourself fully to be a good grower of babies' bodies, you need to go on a proper deep cellular detoxification where you make sure that your kidneys start filtering the lymph hydrates and alkalizes and starts leaving the body, taking the accumulated wastes and toxins with it, using herbs to get rid of the parasites, using herbs to facilitate the letting go of heavy metals, really just making sure that all the glands are restored, that the chemistry is in place again, that the hormones are in balance. All of this can happen if you go on an elongated fruit detox. You can look at anything between 6 months to a year and a half to 2 years of going on a deep fruit detox using functional herbal formulas as well. A mother that's willing to do this will have super babies. She will have babies that will never be sick. Their gene pool would be amazing. They won't wear glasses. Their hearing, their senses will be perfect. Their mental capacity will be amazing. Their nervous system will be like no other nervous system on this planet, because there's not mothers like that at the moment. There is very, very, very few mothers like that are in such a good state that when at conception of a baby and throughout the pregnancy and breastfeeding, So this is something you can really give your children. You can really set up their lives to be a way different kind of quality of life than it would have been if they were born sick and ill and diseased and not being able to look after themselves. So this is when you still have the luxury of preparing yourself before conception. Unfortunately, many of us really only wake up to all these truths as we have children, So I had 2 of my 3 children without any knowledge of this, and the third one without being fully prepared either, circumstances didn't allow for it. So if I had a chance, I would have done it so differently. Now I'm sitting with two children that got me into this healing path because they needed to heal, and I wanted them to heal naturally and stay out of hospitals as much as possible and not take the vaccines and not take the antibiotics. So now they're walking a journey with me where they now have to heal themselves using fruits, and it's tough for a child. It's tough for a child to have to go through these serious journeys of healing themselves. While if as parents we had the clarity of mind and the wisdom to actually cleanse our body, to actually really set ourselves up to be a good grower of human bodies, I could have saved all that trouble for my children, and so could you. So this is really well worth doing it. So what happens if you're breastfeeding already? You're pregnant already. You're not breastfeeding yet. You're pregnant already, and now you find out about all these parasite things, you're finding out that your very acidic lymphatic fluid is actually growing a very acidic baby, and this could be different and whatever. So what do? So we don't do a parasite detox the first 2 semesters. You can do a parasite detox in the third trimester though, and it's highly recommended you do, because if you have parasites, the baby has parasites. It's the way it is. It's your lymph reach the baby, which means the parasites reach the baby, which means the heavy metals and the chemistry, whatever is built up in your body, can reach the baby. And you can see it in the iris. If these kind of things reached you in the womb, the weaknesses comes directly from the pupil stretched into the iris, and that's when you know you received this chemistry or this weakness in the womb. And you can go on a fruit detox while you are pregnant, definitely with someone's help that's got experience in it. But you can go on a fruit detox while you are pregnant, making sure that you bring in extra green juices once or twice a week with whole food supplementation, a lot of herbs to make sure that you've got the whole food supplementation in, and being careful with certain herbs. You know, the herbs to support the glands, for instance, you need to be a little bit careful with. So you don't want to just dive into that without any experience, you know. But the herbs that serves the kidneys, that serves the liver and gallbladder, all those are fine to use during pregnancy with guidance, you know. So I would definitely suggest to do this with guidance. So now you're breastfeeding and you're getting one of those pH strips and you're testing your breast milk and you see it's acidic. Now, what do you do now? Because you can imagine if you've now grown an acidic baby and you're feeding it exclusively breast milk, and this exclusive breast milk is acidic, it's receiving acidic food the whole time. This is why many babies are very ill in the first year of their life, you know. So what can you do? You can go on a fruit detox immediately with a little bit of a warning attached to it. If not done well, your production of your milk would deplete and you will sit with another situation. Dr. Morse actually goes so far as to telling women with acidic breast milk to stop feeding their child, especially if the child is sick, and then actually switching over to a plant-based formula, not the formulas you get on the shelves, but really looking at a herbal and fruit-based, plant-based formula with coconut water, you know. Coconut milk would be the better milk of all the milks out there. The other milks are all protein-based milks, and if you test breast milk of a healthy humanoid, it is actually very little protein and very little fat, much more electrolytes and sugar, carbohydrates. So your coconut water is great with some a herbal formula basically that you can be helped with. But that would be the ideal thing to switch over, especially if you're sitting with a compromised baby. If you're sitting with a baby that's suffering and then there's this disease, and you're learning now about this kind of healing protocol. So now if you find yourself in this category where you're already breastfeeding, you have a few tough decisions to make, you know. You have a decision to make, either keeping the baby on breast milk while you're trying to alkalize as best you can yourself, making sure you bring in the fruits, but also a lot of greenery, a lot of raw veggies, and see how quickly you can possibly alkalize yourself, if it's possible. And then, or you like I said, take the bubba off the breast milk and then go for the plant-based formula and coconut milk kind of situation. You know, so that's while breastfeeding. When children in general are ill, it's quite challenging to take them through this healing protocol, because what happens when we switch to fruits is we purge everything that's acidic and that's been accumulated, so we lose a lot of weight. And this is quite a scary part when it comes to children, because they also lose a lot of weight, you know. And we all go through this losing of weight stage because we're losing all the accumulated wastes, right? And then on the same diet, we start picking up the weight again, because now our digestion, absorption, and utilization has been sorted out, so the nutrients can actually get to the cells. So to save you from having to put your children on a fruit detox, to sitting with sickly babies, with sickly children, you can really do yourself the favor before conception to go on a deep detox for an elongated period of time, until you can see in your eyes that you are clear, you are ready, you are strong. And then you make sure that you start making your children, because you won't have any problem. You're going to have the most beautiful and healthy children. Your labor will be amazing. I had 2 acidic cesareans, emergency cesareans, after I tried labor for over 24 to 36 hours. And my oxytocin, now I know my oxytocin wasn't released. My pituitary gland wasn't able to release oxytocin. So my body couldn't go into labor. It doesn't matter how much I wanted it. After 2 cesareans, I had a home birth, natural home birth. This is after years of going in and out of detoxes. I'm in a much more alkaline state. I'm much stronger, older yet stronger, and I had a natural birth, and it was painless. It wasn't effortless, it was laborious. I had to work hard, and I had to concentrate, and I had to breathe deep, but it wasn't pain. There was no pain. I think the final push was painful, and that was it. It was so different from my previous two pregnancies. I was cringing of pain. Every contraction had me really cringing of pain, because I was acidic then, very acidic then. I was a Boer Afrikaanse girl then, on a Boer Afrikaanse diet, and yeah, it's a very acidic one, that one. So I'm going to leave it at this. I want to invite you, if you find yourself to be a future parent or current parent, currently breastfeeding or pregnant, and you've come across this healing protocol and it resonates with you, you want to investigate it further, please come walk a path with me. I'm so happy to do this journey with you. I will be honored to help prepare you to conceive a child. And if you can't conceive children, you can also come to me. This is a healing protocol. This is radical cellular regeneration. And if you can't conceive, somewhere in your body there are cells that are broken, that can't perform as they should. So as you're going to go into this radical cellular regeneration, you're going to heal those cells, and you're going to be able to conceive and have a child. So don't postpone, don't think there's no hope. This is the simplistic answer, and I've seen it happen. I've seen it work over and over. To date, I have not seen someone who commits to this protocol that doesn't heal. So please do reach out. Check in the description to my website. There's the services I provide. I facilitate online detoxes on a monthly basis. I've designed herbal formulas to go with the detox process, teas and tinctures and capsules. And I've been walking this path with many people in the last 5 years. So please do reach out, do connect with me, do reach out and come heal, and let's bring in healthy children into this life. Our current situation is already a complex one to deal with. Can you imagine what the future could look like? It could become very intricate and very challenging to manage. So if we can provide our children with resilient bodies, resilient and healthy bodies, they're going to have a joyful experience, and they're going to build us a beautiful world. So this is really us building ourselves a beautiful world, by building ourselves a beautiful future, by building ourselves really strong and healthy and joyful, alkaline and hydrated children. So don't hesitate. Please do reach out. Goodbye, everyone.